I'd like, firstly, to get your view on the signing of this accord today. Is there reason to be hopeful that this will hold?
Yes, there is. This is really a windfall of the coup that ousted Omar al-Bashir. He had been the stumbling block, preventing this from occurring. What this is, because people might be confused, there's so many conflicts in Sudan, from the Darfur attempted genocide to the North-South civil war. These were border regions. In the Nuba Mountains, the Blue Nile and South Kordofan state. These are oil-rich areas in between Sudan and South Sudan, and they've sort of been frozen in a conflict since South Sudan seceded from North Sudan in 2011, almost a decade. And as long as Omar al-Bashir was in power, there was never going to be peace because he wanted those for Sudan. Whereas the vision originally of John Garang, the rebel leader who had successfully waged the South's war, was to not break away, but to unify Sudan, to create a new Sudan where every ethnic group would have a place. And what this peace deal does is precisely that. It gives the ethnic groups, the rebel movements, a chance.
I mean, Douglas, it has to be said, two key rebel groups that have refused to sign this deal. Does that spell, in your opinion, trouble ahead?
Well, one of the rebel groups has a principled position, and that is it wants Sudan to become a secular state. However, that's not going to happen. It's simply not in the cards. So over the long run, that rebel group's principled position is a non-win deal. But they'll probably be able to negotiate for something else out of that and eventually maybe calm down. The other rebel group is really a personality issue. This is a person who is being stubborn because he's not feeling as though he's getting his due share in the deal. However, all the major actors are on board, and principally the government of Sudan, the new transitional government, did this deal, signed it in Juba. That's enormous. There had been 4 decades of civil war, and for Sudan and South Sudan to be on the same page over these regions in between is a major development for peace.
I mean, Douglas, you touched on the transitional government then. I'd like to think back to, what got them into power. And of course, this very difficult time in Sudan with the ousting of Omar al-Bashir. I mean, do you think that the transitional government is living up to its expectations, to get everybody on board?
Well, one of the key leaders in the new transitional government was, in fact, a Janjaweed. That is, one of the perpetrators of the Darfur genocide. This deal significantly brings in a Zagawa rebel leader, Mini Manawi, from Darfur. And so as far as the transitional government goes, their one problem area is still Darfur, and it looks like even that might possibly be settled. It looks like everything is moving towards peace and thus towards the development of East Africa's valuable energy resources.
So the message then